this was getting close to the end of the war. We were on one side of a river, and on the other side there was a road. And we could see traffic going up and down the road. We didn't know what it was, hadn't a clue, so we were firing on them. And then all of a sudden, over the radio, came the order, stop firing. That was strange. The first time we'd ever been told to stop doing something. Why do you think we've stopped? I asked the gunner. He didn't know. And we were stationed there for quite a few hours, and there was traffic going up and down the road. And some of the traffic had a white flag on them. Now, we had never seen that before. Why are they toing and froing like this? After a few hours, we were allowed to move on. But then came a very strange order. You will come to a concentration camp. Do not open the gates. Do not stop. Do not feed anybody. There's an awful lot of don'ts. Don't do this, don't do that. We imagined that if we came to a concentration camp, we would throw the gates open. You're free. Go home. But it wasn't like that at all. As we went along the road, we could see towers manned by German troops, still armed. Ignore them, they said over the radio. Then we saw a crowd of people pressing against the barbed wire. They hadn't a clue who we were. We could have been British, we could have been German, we could have been Russian, we could have been anybody, or Americans. They did not know, but they heard the noise of the tanks that we were in. And of course, they're pressed up against the barbed wire in rows. Don't feed them. We could see bodies lying on the ground. We didn't know they were dead. We could see what I can only describe as skeletons with skin on them. Now that's hard for you to imagine. Somebody, you can see the bones against the skin. Now we were in a regiment that was an independent unit really. And there were 5 of us in a crew, and each one of us carried 6 days' rations. 3 days had to be set aside for emergencies in case we were cut off. And then we cooked our own food, by the way, so we had everything that you could possibly wish for in the way of eats. Don't feed them. I'm sorry if I get a bit emotional when I'm talking, so don't worry about it. But this is something that I dream about, even yet, and that's 75 years ago. And I waken up in the middle of the night and I wonder why. Why am I thinking about this particular moment? And that's one of the reasons. That man is dead. He died where he sat, starved to death. So we threw food over to them. And that was the worst thing that we could possibly have done. One, the people at the back pressed forward, trampled on the people at the front, because they wanted what they were going to grab first. But unknown to us, and one of the greatest, the most horrible things that I think of, is that the people who caught that food and ate it would die, because they'd been starved for months, maybe for more than that.